Morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas, coming to you from my craft studio in Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Let's start the week with some crafting inspiration. Just a quick, usually half hour of a little bit of sharing and crafting, and hopefully it inspires you to have a craftacular week. Welcome. Do let me know if you are on here live or if you're watching the replay. I always love to see your comments. I love your hearts and thumbs up. And if you are not on my mailing list, I would love to have you join that. That's where all the things are. So um, if you are not there, go to greatstampingwithconnie.com and you can get there. Okay, it is, can you believe it is the last week of January already? Oh my goodness. Um, it's gone so quickly this whole month. Hopefully it's gone quickly for you, especially if you don't like winter. If you love winter, then maybe you want it to slow down a little bit. And there's still lots of winter left, but as many of you know, I am a ski instructor, and I do that to make winter bearable. I really don't love winter. Everybody's like, "Oh, you must love winter. You're a skier." It's like, no, no, no. I do that because then there's something I can do that I do enjoy, and it helps make the winter pass. But I could so easily spend my summers or my winters somewhere warm. People say, "Oh, you'd miss the cold, you'd miss it." Yeah, okay, let me try. Let me try for a few years. Let's see. Let's test that theory. But anyway, here we are, and it's been a quick month, and there's only you know, oh dear, my phone is ringing. I cannot see who it is, and I cannot. Oh, looks like it might be Stampin' Up calling me, but I don't know. I don't know how to touch it. If I touch it, I'm going to ruin my other view here. So hopefully it'll stop ringing very soon. I put it on Do Not Disturb. There it goes. Sorry about that. I have it on Do Not Disturb, but apparently phone calls still come through. There might be a setting that I can stop that. I need to figure it out. But let's do some crafting, shall we? Hopefully they'll leave a message and I can call them back. And whoever it was, I'm not even positive who it was, but we will check later. Okay, yes. So on Monday, I often use the Global Design Project challenge as my inspiration to help inspire you. So this week they have a color challenge, which means we can do anything we want, but they want us to use Pretty Peacock, Old Olive, and Calypso Coral. So those are three great colors, and they're very easy to work with, and they go together really nicely. Sometimes their color challenges are kind of like, "Ooh, really? That's not something I would ever do." And it works out, but yeah, little tricky sometimes. So just before I get to all of that, I did want to just quickly mention a couple things. My the online global retreat is February 21st, 22nd. And you can still register for that if you have not. Um, so check for that on withconnie.com. That's where you go to join my mailing list. And then you know all these things. This is my current host code. If you are looking to place an order, I would love to be your demonstrator. If you live in Canada, I am only allowed to sell to people who live in Canada, but I would love to help you out with that. And I would really appreciate you using my current host code if you are going to place an order. Anyway, on with the crafting. Here we go. So this is the card that I created. My light doesn't look very bright, does it? Let's see if we can do anything about that. I don't know. I have an aught light, but it doesn't seem to be as bright as it used to be. Or maybe it's just because of what's outside each time. I have no idea. But anyway, the colors just don't seem to be coming through too much on here. Anyway, Pretty Peacock, Calypso Coral, and Old Olive in this card. Okay. So that is that was the first card that I made this morning to just play around and see what I wanted to do. I have used the mixed florals stamp set. I did not use the dies that go with this. I could have cut that out, but I never thought to do that. So too late now. We're just stamping and coloring. I've also used the mixed labels. This one I did use the bundle because these two die cuts are from the dies that coordinate with this. And this is all part of the same suite. This is online exclusive product, which means um, just simply that you'll find it online, but you will not find it in any printed catalog. There's also mixed media memories and more cards that you can get, and they coordinate with this. And there's designer series paper. There's all the things. It's wonderful. So check it out. Hello, Angie. West Virginia. Well, welcome to Canada. So nice of you to join me. This is awesome. Um, I have never been to West Virginia. I haven't been to a lot of states. I've been to some and I've been to some a few times. Certainly the ones that are a little bit closer to Canada, but not West Virginia. But I have heard you have like uh lovely lovely countryside, shall I say? The forests and those sorts of things. So I need to learn more about it, and maybe I will get there one day. Okay, so there is our inspiration. So I am starting with a pretty peacock card base, standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And I'm just going to bring in my bone folder and uh, give that a nice press. Okay, so question for you, Angie. It is just after 10 a.m. here. Um, is it that same time we met in Michigan? Okay. You know what? I was looking at the name and I thought it sounds familiar, but I didn't remember that that's where it's from. It's funny when you get things out of context, isn't it? Um, yes. Anyway, what time is it? What time is it there? Are you in the Eastern time zone or are you in a different time zone? Shows you my geography is severely lacking as well, doesn't it? I confess, it is. I'm not good with what's where. Oh, it is 10 a.m. So you're also Eastern time zone. Well, that is fantastic. Look, I'm learning already. Okay, so I am going to use the same image for this card. I could change it up, couldn't I? Should we do a different one? Should we do this one instead? No, maybe we'll just stick with the same. Don't ask me to make too many decisions. It's Monday morning and all. Okay, so when I have a large image like this, I like to bring my ink to my stamp instead of my stamp to my ink because I find it easier to see that I have it all inked up. So there we go. This is a Countryside Corners die cut, and I thought I would use that for this card just to change it up a little bit. And it's just going to dangle over the bottom a tiny bit, but that's okay. Put that right about there and give it a really nice press. When you have these large images and you're using a large block, you have to be careful. Don't just press on the edges because you can almost lift the center part of your stamp and then it won't stamp nicely. So make sure you give it a nice press in the center. Oop, and then your cardstock will stick, perhaps. Okay, just going to give that a quick clean off so I don't forget. So, using the Stampin' Chamois today. It is quick and easy. I still love my Stampin' Scrub. Uh, and then I use the Stampin' Mist, which also helps to condition your stamps and keep them in really great shape. But the Stampin' Chamois is quick and easy. So I had been using it earlier today and I just gonna keep it going. Okay, and now I am going to bring in my Stampin' Write markers. These are Pretty Peacock, Calypso Coral, and Old Olive, the colors that we are using for our card. And these are part of our Join special. Celebration is on right now, and first of all, Celebration is awesome. For every $75 you spend, this is in Canada, you may select an item for free from the Celebration brochure. So it is a fantastic way to stretch your crafting dollar and get some wonderful free products or stamps, designer series paper, card kits, uh, an embossing folder. There's a bundle with dies. Yeah, larger stamp sets. Some items are double, so you need a $150 order in Canada. It is, I believe it's 60 and 120 in the States, but it is, you'll have to you'll have to do your own shopping because I cannot sell to you. Anyway, but it's a great way. There's a huge little brochure, a huge brochure, huge. It's small in size, but it's packed with wonderful items that you may select. Absolutely free, and it's for every $75. So if you have a $150 order, you may select two. And if you don't, or you could get one of the double items as well. They also have a join special, and that's where I was headed with all of this. So let's get back on topic here. If you are interested in becoming part of my Great Stamping Believers team, I would love to have you join us. We always love to welcome new people to our group, to our family. And when you join, your starter kit, which is always an awesome value, um, could now include 2 sets of these Stampin' Right markers, 2 color families. So that's 20 markers and a stamp set. So lots of extra goodies. It's $129 value, additional value. So it's a great time to join, and we would love to have you. Okay, Pretty Peacock. So I'm just kind of, you can see I'm not coloring things in. I'm just kind of outlining them, and I may go back and add a little more color to these. When I did them on the first card, I just did the outline, and I thought it just looked like it needed a little bit more. So that will probably be the case here, but we'll start with the outlines. You can always add more color. It's a little bit trickier to take it away. These Stampin' Right markers are great for many things. Adding color to your stamped images is just one of them, but they're also fantastic for a number of techniques. You can also use them as a kind of ink pad. So if I didn't have a Pretty Peacock ink pad, I could use this, generally the brush end, color on my stamp, and then it would stamp in Pretty Peacock. Could have done that here. That would have been, actually, I should see if I have another piece of paper. It's an awfully big stamp set to do that with. Only that it would take time for me to color all those lines, but maybe I'll do a portion of it. Do I have, oh look, I have a smaller piece of cardstock here. We could do that. We'll show you that after. But let's put some color into these flowers first. So I'm going around the lines, but I'm not worrying a whole lot about staying within the lines or keeping it really neat and tidy, because it's a little bit of a free-flowing look that I'm after here. Just a little bit different. These Stampin' Right markers are also wonderful if you ever stamp something and you don't quite get it all stamped. You can come in with your marker and just fix up the parts that are missing. So just coming in with some random lines here just to sort of add some additional color in here. Go. And there we go. Okay, now this one I backed onto Calypso Coral. Oh, you know what? Before we move this out of the way, this is half of a Stampin' Pierce mat, in case you're wondering what that is. And I've just colored it with, or covered it with a piece of paper in case you have stamps that go over the edge or anything. Right? There's our little stem lines from this one. So it just that way you don't get ink on the foam mat. But this foam mat adds cushioning. I don't really need it under this one, but under the stamps from the mixed floral stamp set, um, because they're photopolymer, they don't have any cushioning. So just get a little nicer image if you have that foam cushion underneath. So, okay, let me just clean this off before I go too far and then use it again in a different color ink or something ridiculous that I have probably done in the past. Okay, I'm just going to set this to the side and bring in, actually, I don't quite need my card base yet. I have cut another countryside corner. This time I thought I would put Old Olive on the back. Not for any particular reason, just to be different. Oh, embroidery look. Yes, yes, that's kind of what it is, isn't it? I never really thought about it that way, but you're right, Angie. It is almost like a stitched sort of a tapestry piece, shall we say? Oh, crafts I've never even done, and look at that. There we go. I am making things look that way. Okay, now I am going to put this down flat, I think, on here, and then I can pop up my banner piece. So I'm using the with sympathy sentiment, not one you ever want to use, but one that unfortunately we need to use from time to time. And I always suggest to people to make sympathy cards when you don't need them, because then they're ready to go when you do, and when you don't particularly feel like making them. So, okay, so I cut one in Old Olive, and I also cut one in Calypso Coral because I wasn't sure. But I think that's a nicer look, isn't it? See? So there's the three colors down the bottom area. Hey, Suzette, welcome. Yeah, that's a whole lot of green, I think. Even if with putting this on here, it's better. But it kind of blends into the border because this border is wider. This border was quite narrow, so it worked. So I think I'm going to use the Calypso Coral again, and that's why that's why I cut them both, because I wasn't sure. Okay, let's just put this down. This about right about there, dangling off both edges just a little bit. And then I'm just going to put this on flat. Now, if you're going to adhere this, I have to remember you only want adhesive through the center. Otherwise, it's going to stick in funny places. We're just going to put that right there. Okay, and then I have the adhesive backed pearl trio. And these are Calypso Coral, so they coordinate perfectly. I love these big sort of, They're almost iridescent pearls. Go. So there you have it. It's a relatively easy card. You can step it up as much as you wish. Calypso Coral, Old Olive. Which one's your favorite? Do you have a preference? Hmm. Let me know which one you prefer. In the meantime, I am going to I'll just set these up here so you can see them and let me know what you prefer. I'm bringing in that smaller piece of cardstock that I found. And let's see. Oh, still still big. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll try this with the other stamp this time, shall we? This one's also large, but we'll just change it up a little bit. What do we want to see? Maybe we'll Old Olive? Okay. Thanks, Angie. It's always there's no right or wrong, right? You cannot say that your favorite is the wrong one because it's your favorite. So, okay, let's where are we going to start here? I'm going to start with the Calypso Coral, I think. Um, so I am just going to, I'm actually just going to pick this up because you want to use the side of your marker. And I'm just coloring the raised area, right? So it's quite easy when you have your marker on edge. You generally want to start with your lightest color, just in case things overlap. You won't get a mixing of colors. These are, yes, the Pretty Peacock is a little bit darker, but the others are pretty much same intensity, I think. Oh, Suzette, you agree? Okay, there we go. Number one. It's been decided. Oh, I wonder if I should have made this bottom orange. Orange. Well, this one's going to be green because I didn't do it in orange, and I did do it in green, and that was how I noticed that I hadn't done it when I had my Calypso Coral out. So I don't know that I'm going to go all the way down here, although I guess I did go down to that second right there, didn't I? So we better keep going here. So this ink is the same formula as our ink pads, and that's why you can do this. You do not want to do this with your Stampin' Blends, the alcohol markers. That doesn't work, and that can actually ruin your stamps. So just your Stampin' Right markers for this technique. Okay, I hold olive, and then I'm going to come in with my Pretty Peacock and do these little guys. Now this is generally not quite as intense as your ink pad, so it'll give a little different look. You can make it as intense it's just a little more difficult with such a large stamp set, I think. So that's what I find. Could be the operator though. Okay, oop. Going over the green a tiny bit there, but hopefully it'll all come out okay. Must sort of look like I missed some of this stuff. Just gonna come back in here. Some of this. Oh. Okay. Whoops, did I do that? I did that, but I didn't do this. We'd have no top on our flower. Okay, now because this has been sitting, I'm going to huff on it. And your warm breath just moistens up that ink again. Try this kind of this way. See what we get? I'm going to cover it up so it'll be the magic reveal, hopefully. The some of the ink looked like it was kind of getting spotty. Not sure why, but let's see what we get here. Ooh, now it really looks, doesn't it? It's a little bit, is that hard? My light, I don't know what's up with my light these days, but all right, now the question would become, do you fill it in? I guess you could still color it as we did the other one. But if you color with a marker at this point, it's going to be a little bit more intense. So just something to think about. And then, of course, if you want to, you know, you can just come in. This is where you might want to use a blender pen, just because your marker is going to be more intense. But it's an interesting look. It's got all the colors. You probably don't get the full. Can I, what happens if I do this? Does it show up any better? It's hard to see, isn't it? Well, you can see where I missed coloring some of these things. Oops, operator error. Anyway, just a little different look. And I think because this stamp is so new, this was the first time I had used it. It's probably still got a little bit of the manufacturing material, oily stuff on it, residue. Manufacturing residue, that's a good word. So I should give it a little bit more of a scrub on my Stampin' Scrub. Stampin' Scrub is awesome for getting that off of there. It just, the little bristly bits seem to take it off. Anyway, okay, there we go. Let me just come back in here. There we go. So that's what I have to kick off your Monday morning. I hope this inspires you to get out your Stampin' Write markers and play with them a little bit. They are fantastic for all sorts of things. But and remember, if you are not part of the Stampin' Up! Family yet, you can join and get 2 full color families of Stampin' Write markers, plus a free stamp set during celebration when you join. And we would love to have you on our team. Okay, that is it for this morning. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope you will join me again. I will be back on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Love to have you come along for my crafting adventure on Wednesday. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.